All right, so Fireworks is, as I said, a combination of Photoshop because you have all of your selection tools, you have these bitmap tools. It also has components of Illustrator. You have the pen tool, the line tool. You can create some vector type of images. And then you have your web tools, which we'll talk about at the end, hopefully. We're going to go over the slice tool to make a rollover image. All right, so this is kind of the final product what we're going to have today. Up on the top here, and if you guys just watch, I'm just going to show you some of the features of this now, and then we'll start building this after that. So if we look at the top of our tab here, our file tab, this is the original, basically your editing file. Then if you go to preview, you can see, I guess without some of the markup components. But then really what we want to look at is if we go to File and then Preview in Browser, we can open this up in a browser, and you can see that I added some functionality to it. So I don't know if this is on the exam as far as having rollovers, but we're going to do this today. And then also we're going to add a link here so that this box, this text here, would actually open up into a mail message. So that's why Fireworks is good for creating a web page, especially for you guys that have a lot of experience doing things in Photoshop and Illustrator, so you kind of have that eye for design, but not so much for the coding. So when we're done, what happens with this is that it's going to basically what's called slice this page up into smaller areas. So when we export, you're going to get an HTML file. So I could actually open up this HTML file just like I saw from that preview, and it's going to then have all those other little images kind of popped into place. So that's what Fireworks does. It takes an image, it slices it into different like little regions. So like if I clicked on this one, you see that this is a small section of this bigger page. All right, and then the browser kind of splices them all back together. All right, so that's kind of what Fireworks does. So now how to do that. So I'll go to File and New. So this is where you guys should be. All right, and if we look at that procedural document, we're going to use, I went to one of their templates and I got a size from that. So we're going to do 1280 by 1336, all right, as our size. So I'll come back to Fireworks and I'll make this here 1280, 1336. Resolution will stay at 72 because that's all we need for screen. We don't want to make the file size any bigger. And then under the canvas color, I'd like you to choose like a grayish color. All right, we'll try to do this all to look the same. All right, so that was kind of the second one over from the bottom here. All right, bottom line, second one over. Actually, you know what? We're going to go a little darker because I forgot we're going to put a box inside of it. And I'll show you how to change that if you already did it and okayed it. So we're going to go to the third one, which is DBDBEA. All right, so if I select that and then press OK, now we have this new window or tab. Your normal zoom tools work. All right, so Control plus and minus. And then the other thing that I pointed out here in the procedures, this property inspector, this is something that's kind of going to be different than what we would have seen in Photoshop and Illustrator. If you were going to go on to using Dreamweaver, this would be pretty similar to that. So that's why we're really combining three programs into this. So if you had your color of your canvas wrong, you could go down here and reselect that. Again, it's the third one over on the bottom line. You could also change your canvas size. So if you mistakenly put in those dimensions, or if you wanted to change it, you could go into there. And then you could do the image size, which would resize everything inside of it. So that's similar to Photoshop also. You have your canvas and image size. Next thing I want you guys to start using is the rulers so that we can get our